How does the cast of Young Sheldon stay connected? What annoying production issue has been bugging the producer of the show? Does Jim Parsons have to memorize all of his lines? These are some of the rules that the cast of Young Sheldon has to follow. The cast have to watch each episode together via video call. Interestingly enough, the cast of Young Sheldon actually joins together to watch each upcoming episode together via video call before the episode premieres to the public. This is probably a very smart thing for them to do because they are able to gauge how awesome an episode is about to be before the rest of the world is able to lay eyes on it. Ian Armitage, the actor who plays the leading role of Young Sheldon, told CBS, "We have viewing shows every once in a while. There's like 150 people on the calls. It's where you watch the episode that's going to air that night, and then we eat lunch while we do it." In order to stay connected in the age of COVID-19, a lot of people have been relying on FaceTime calls, Zoom calls, and other forms of video calls in order to maintain open communication and healthy relationships with each other. It is so incredible that the cast of Young Sheldon is able to band together on group phone calls to watch the amazing episodes of their show together. The show is filmed on a single camera. Producer of the show, Chuck Lorre, is pretty unhappy about the fact that Young Sheldon is filmed using one camera. He is accustomed to filming shows like The Big Bang Theory, which includes many different cameras and angles. The single camera process seems to irritate him a lot. He told IndieWire, "It's so slow. A dinner scene where the family is sitting around the table having dinner that's maybe 4 pages long, it takes as long as it takes us to shoot an entire episode of The Big Bang Theory in front of an audience. It's unbelievably, torturously slow. When the camera moves from one place to another, you start thinking about alternate lifestyles for yourself, and maybe I should pick up a hobby. I'm brand new and still learning about this." Filming a TV series with one camera does sound as if it could be pretty annoying. Chuck's frustration is totally understandable. Back in the day when he was filming The Big Bang Theory with Kaylee Cuoco, Johnny Galecki, and the rest of the cast, it was obviously a much simpler process. The way the cast paces their jokes. Since the cast of Young Sheldon is not filming their show in front of a live audience, they must pace their funny moments a lot differently. When filming a sitcom in front of a live audience, actors and actresses must take pauses after landing hilarious jokes in order to leave room for the audience to laugh. On Young Sheldon, there is not a live audience at all. Chuck Lorre told Channel 4 News, "It's more intimate. The pacing obviously is very different. The actors aren't having to hold for laughs. They're not playing to the proscenium. They're working with one another." Actors must lean on each other for support and guidance while filming their scenes to make sure that they come out the right way since they don't have the laughter of an audience to lead the way. It doesn't seem like the cast of Young Sheldon really needs too much guidance anyway. They really know what they are doing when it comes to comedy. Jim Parsons' narration doesn't need to be memorized. It just needs to be in sync. Everyone knows that Jim Parsons is the narrator of Young Sheldon. According to Parade, he revealed, "I've never done anything like narration. It's very fun." When asked about how much experience he has doing voiceover work, he said, "Very little. I can do anywhere from 3 to 7 episodes in a 45-minute period. Even in a heavy episode, it's maybe 7 lines. It's so much fun though, because there's an odd amount of pressure that's just gone. You don't have to memorize it. There's not that much to do, and it's so fun when you try to sync it up." Luckily for Jim, he is able to take a break from memorization since voiceover work really only requires an animated sounding tone, and for the words he is saying out loud to properly sync with what's happening on screen. Back on his days on The Big Bang Theory, he had to memorize every single line, but that, fortunately, isn't the case for him anymore. The cast films in Los Angeles, not Texas. Although Young Sheldon is a show set in Texas, the actual filming is all done in Los Angeles. The cast and crew of the show is really good at tricking viewers into thinking that the show is really taking place in Texas. That is most likely because of the ranch that Young Sheldon lives on. It totally gives off Texas vibes. When people think of Los Angeles, they think about the city and all of its lights. Los Angeles is known for being where the magical city of Hollywood is located. Los Angeles is often associated with celebrities, beauty, and fame. No one really thinks about Texas in relation to Hollywood, but for this show, viewers can't really tell the difference. Although the backdrops totally add up, the only thing missing are the Texan accents by the leading stars. How fun do you think those cast and crew video calls must be? Does it shock you that Young Sheldon is filmed on a single camera? Let us know in the comments below.